Lake City. Good old boy, yeah. Even got drunk again.
There's the water tower.
Yep, that's the Lake City.
I remember.
I had my picture up there on it until the storm come. They said it get damaged.
I remember when they put it up.
There's the old City Service gas station. Now, let's back up around here.
Yeah, I remember that
This
station.
is where you and I were headed when you fell off the end of the pipe. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's where I fell in the pipe. Yeah, there used to be a Coke machine out here or something.
Yeah, it's set right out here.
We'd file down washers and stuff.
That was on the edge, on the side. There was a right here, right about where that water spigot is, was a water fountain, and it was colored only. This was when this was City Service gas station.
Wow. What's it now?
Nothing. No. Back then, those last two bays wasn't there. It was just stopped right here. Lowell McCall had at one time. Billy Hines had at one time. Daddy would get his car worked on. There was also a gas station set right there that Billy Hines had, a little small one on that corner right there. And of course, the Magnolia was right straight across from us.
Right there's where Magnolia was.
Well,
yeah, I'll be doggone. That was a landmark.
Oh yeah, and the street ruined it when they widened the street. They took it.
Magnolia. We used to go get milkshakes.
Yep, you could get a hamburger, French fries, and a drink for less than $1, even in the '60s. There.
That was a special treat when Daddy would pull in there and get milkshakes.
Yeah, that was. But this was the City Service gas station, City Service. And I made a minute at a time coming up here with Daddy. I always liked the round window. I don't know why. I always just liked it. But like I said, the water fountain set right there said colored only. And then on the edge.
Still got the plumbing in the wall.
Yeah, still got it. And over here on this little building here, and it hasn't been too many years, it was still there. It's gone now. The door's gone. They've opened the door. That said colored. That was a colored only bathroom. Right
Wow.
Here. And it said just a few years ago, it still showed it on there.
Wow.
Colored
Incredible.
only. And of course, this is the Lake City Church of God.
Yeah, there's a
built
church.
the new one. They took the old church. Me and Debbie, my first wife, got married in right there. That was the original Lake City Church of God, and they let the Hispanic-speaking people have that church now.
I think the cruises went to this church, it seemed like.
Very well could have. My first wife, Debbie, her daddy and mama were both Church of God preachers, which was a big change for me from Baptist. Huge change. It was a good little church, though. This is Nassau Street. Back up. I meant to say, but those buildings, they finally tore a lot of this down that was on when we were over there at the City Service. Between it and that, they tore that old buildings down. But this was Swanee Valley Dairies.
Right where these trailers are now?
Yeah, this was the back of it. You went up the front faced Duval Street. And this was Swanee Valley Dairies, and also the Florida Times Union for a long time. But Florida Times Union used to be down Main Street, off Main Street years ago. This was the old Kit Kat. It's now Shirley's Restaurant, but it was originally
Kit Kat.
It was the Kit Kat when y'all were here. Charles Knight had it for a long time. Kit Kat. And just when I was 60s, in the late 60s, this was they repaired cars, and Melvin Myers worked. He was kind of a poor boy that they broke in, him and his brother Mel.
I remember the
Leslie.
Myers.
They broke into the school. He went to. We had a little party for him. He left to go to Vietnam, and when you come back in a box. Good old boy that another wasted life. This is Nassau Street. This whole.
And now they have tours in Vietnam.
Yeah. And now we're good friends with them and all. While we killed all their people, they killed all ours, and make a lot of more people rich. And that's what it wound up doing, making a lot of people rich. Dow Chemical, stuff like that. So anyway, these were little houses on Nassau. Right up here on the left. That built house right there. This is actually a city street. They never have paved it, but it's a city street. That was a funeral home. Before my time.
Down at the end down there?
That big 2-story house right here.
Oh, okay.
That was a funeral home. Now I never knew it when it was a funeral home, but Daddy told me it was a funeral home. And there was a little apartments right through here that my aunt and my mama's youngest brother and his wife, little duplex set right in here. Oh, they're gone now. You can see the slab, and they moved into them right after they got married in '57. And of course, my girlfriend's house that she was raised in was right in here. It's a big white house that sit right on the street, big white house. Like I said, her mother had 12 children.